I'm here in Riga, the capital of Latvia, where I live. And behind me is a monument which is known in Riga as Milda. It's a woman holding 3 stars. And back in the 1990s, the British Airways in-flight magazine once wrote that it is Mother Russia holding 3 Baltic republics, which was a grave mistake because it is a nationalist symbol. It's the feminine figure symbolizes Latvia holding 3 Latvian regions. Latvia is located at the frontier of the European Union. It borders on Russia. Russia is a short drive away from here. And the narrative here is largely dominated by fears and indeed paranoias about Russian meddling, Russian invasion, and Russia trying to undo the progress that was achieved by Latvia in the last 3 decades since it gained independence in 1991.
Now, our tours look at all 3 states, and they've all made significant progress since the breakup of the Soviet Union. They're all members of the European Union. So standards of living are, are like, as rich as most places in Europe. Yet there is this tension, but you're basically saying that that tension is overplayed with Russia.
It is kind of understandable that people living here who lived through the Soviet occupation for almost half a century, their fears are bigger than in Western countries or even in other East European countries. But they are not completely unreasonable given what Russia has done with Ukraine and Crimea. It's a very fascinating subject to discuss with the locals. You may find that they are exaggerating, but they have their own experiences with Russia, and this should be valued as well.
Now, on our trip, it starts in Vilnius, in Lithuania, then it makes its way through Latvia and ends up in Tallinn. And we'd actually do cover some very interesting communities. There's the Russian town of Daugavpils, which is on the border with Belarus and Russia. And there's also Ignalina, which is a power plant. Can you just talk a bit about those 2 areas? Ignalina is actually in Lithuania. Just tell us a bit about those Russian communities.
Well, Ignalina is fascinating because it is a Chernobyl-type nuclear reactor that was built in Lithuania in the late years of the Soviet Union. And then under the accession agreement to the European Union, Lithuania agreed to dismantle it. And this dismantling process is going on, and it's going to continue for still a decade at least. The town is largely Russian-speaking. It's populated by nuclear scientists and workers of the nuclear plant. Many of them brought to Lithuania from Ukraine, from the actual Chernobyl. So it's a very, very interesting place with a local microcosm and some very interesting local politics.
Now, it's freezing where you are, but I think we have to reiterate that we travel normally in spring and summertime where the days are long and the weather's fine.
Yeah, I think it's not so much freezing that annoys me at this time. It's the darkness, but in June it will be quite the opposite. It will be a very, very long day, and the sun will be setting at 11 o'clock and it will be very warm.